this will be better.
Better than dirt. How will you know which one works?
I don't care, as long as it doesn't crack.
Okay, we're going.
Hey, hi, welcome to Papa's Kitchen. I got a new toy, which I love. Love kitchen toys. I've got my first freeform 9-inch, this is 9-inch non-stick pan. And I've been wanting to do this for a long time, is do a cheesecake. So I found a wonderful chocolate espresso cheesecake that I'm going to make, and then you drizzle on a chocolate ganache that you make, very easy to make. First time for everything, I thought I'd try it, and so join along. Here's what I got. I'm even going to make my own crust. Going to put in 10 graham crackers here, the honey graham, I guess, the Bisco's honey grahams, which I love. I like eating them alone. Gotta plug this sucker in and just get this really ground really good. Okay, that's ground pretty fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a little bit of butter, melted butter, to put in there, and also some powdered cinnamon. Okay, I've got my about 5 ounces is what you want of unsalted butter melted. Before I do that, I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is going to make this crust really good, and again with the chocolate it ought to really come off pretty cool. So that's in there, and then we pour this in here like this and all around. We'll mix her up again. This thing keeps coming undone and then it falls down. Susan, you told me to get my robe on. I mean, not robe, this is not my robe, this is my, what is this called?
It's an apron, a chef's apron.
A chef's apron. Get it on because I always make a mess on my shirt, then she doesn't like it. I don't know what you do with a wife that won't do your laundry for you. Good Lord. So anyhow, we get that sort of like that is my understanding, and I don't have to do anything on the bottom because it's a non-stick. Well, we'll try. We'll see if it actually lives up to its reputation here. And you pour this in.
Just in the pan like that?
Yeah, just like this. It was.
Oh, and then you
I
add the
gotta
butter.
beat it down, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, and beat it down. Well, it's not beating it down.
You
but
mold it
in there, yeah, and flatten it down in there. It smells good. I could just eat the crust. I've got my oven on, preheating to 350, and we're just going to push this down pretty hard like that and get that all the way down there.
You're doing good.
I think so. I've never done this. It's pretty cool. I like playing in the dirt, so this works. And when you think about it, like a kid, you eat the dirt.
That's true. Only this is not.
Hopefully this will be better.
Better than dirt.
I think I saw somebody once say, even sort of like bang it so that it just gets all the air out of it and all that kind of stuff, and get it down in there really tight. Okay, so that's ready. Now we're going to get the filling done. Okay, now this cheesecake calls for 1 3/4 pound of cream cheese. I don't know about you. I like these packages. I mean, I like this cream cheese, but I hate the packages. And the instructions on the side tell you how to open it, and it never works for me. I don't know if you have the same problem, but it drives me nuts. And if it wasn't such a good product and tastes so good, I'd ask us to all boycott the company. But that's probably not going to happen.
You have to pull it apart.
You got to pull it apart, and then you get your hands. So there's 3 of those, and I happen to have, let me wash my hands real quick. In the fridge, I happen to have a little bit more of some spreadable cream cheese, and I'm going to just put about 4 more ounces of that in here. What do you think 4 ounces is, Sue? Is that about 4 ounces?
I have no idea. I measure
I'm just
everything.
Bless it, and yes, amen. There we go.
There you go.
We're going to cream this up. Put this little thing on here. I love this thing. And
I didn't have any of those gadgets
you didn't have it,
when
no.
I cooked.
Yeah. And I walked to school as
Yeah.
a child uphill both ways in the winter all through the year. This is creaming up real nice, and you want it really fluffy and real light and all that. And into this, I'm going to put 1 cup of white granulated sugar and let that all mix in there. It's going to be very good. And then I'm also putting in a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. It was interesting, as I read this, oh my goodness sake. As I read this recipe, somebody mentioned that the cornstarch is designed so that your cheesecake doesn't crack when it's baking. But somebody said it seemed to them like made it too dense or not, light enough or whatever. So I didn't put in quite full 1/4 cup. Oh, I gotta get some vanilla extract. I need about a teaspoon of that. And this sounds really good to me. It calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. And I know I've got some up here. There it is right there. Bingo.
I love almonds.
Oh, I do too, yeah. It's a really good flavor. Reminds you of sort of Christmas time. That looks like a quarter, maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Oh, that smells so good when they do that. And then I need about 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and I got that over here, so better measure that though. Sometimes I can over salt things by doing it just by the eyeball. And we just don't need that going on. And we put that in there like that. Get that all mixed up. Wonderful, wonderful. While that's mixing down, what you want to do then is add 3 eggs. And you want to do it sort of one at a time. So I'm doing it this way, and I hope I can just do one. Hey, there we go. And you want to get that mixed in really good, one at a time. Oh boy, this is going to be so good.
Will they make your cheesecake too yellow?
I don't think so. Because it's chocolate's going to go in there and make it even dark.
So it's a chocolate cheesecake? Oh, bless you.
Oh boy, I sneezed right into the cheesecake. Alrighty. Oh man, does that ever look creamy? Look at that. Look at that.
That's very nice.
I'm impressed with that. Whoa.
That's what these mixers do.
Yeah, they do. You could never do this by hand. Don't tell me. Not Grandma. Yeah, appreciate her. But she could never do that by hand.
It just takes a lot longer.
Yeah, it surely does. But it's made with love. Get the chocolate part in here. What I'm doing is I'm cutting up 5 ounces, it calls for of bittersweet chocolate. And I got some granddaughter chocolate from San Francisco. It's good stuff. And I've got some water. Oh, what happened to my water? It quit simmering. Water simmering on the stove. Okay, so in this bowl, over a simmering pot of water, you don't want it boiling. You just want it nice and simmering, which it is. You throw your chocolate in. And what you're going to do is slowly let that melt down there. And then, to make this, like people that do anything with chocolate cake or anything else like that, they know that in order to give it a really boost of flavor, you also use some of this espresso. And I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of this espresso. And what it is, I'll show it to you here. You get this in the baking area, instant espresso coffee. So once this melts, then I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of that and melt it all together, and then that gets poured into here. And then all we're going to do after that is add about 1/2 cup we do of sour cream. And I've got that over set aside ready to go too. So that's the fun part, to watch that transform itself.
Now see, I would have just stuck it in the microwave.
No. You have to do things the old-fashioned way like Grandma did it.
With the electric mixer.
No. Yeah, well... If Grandma had the availability of an electric mixer, she would have used the electric mixer.
I tell you, since you bought it, I've used it a couple times. I can't believe how much easier it is.
I know it. I even actually like it better than we used to have a hand mixer for a while.
Well, that's all I ever used was a hand mixer.
Yeah. That's like trying to make whipped cream for,
Well,
I mean, the gals back there, before they had these things, they would just use their hands in a bowl and a whisk or whatever.
What you used was a beater you did with your
you sort of
wrist. You turn it,
like
and
that's
in Nigeria. That's what we had on the mission field. We did whipped cream. We did everything with that beater.
Okay, there you go, folks. Don't go to the mission field if you need your electric.
If you can't take an electric
mixer. And I couldn't have done it. I'm sorry. I'm not called to it.
Well, we know a lot of things you couldn't have done on the mission field.
I've got to have my hair dryer in the morning. Okay, so we've got the chocolate melting there, really nice, and we're going to put in this beautiful espresso concentrate and mix that all around and get that all melted together. That just enlarges beautifully the taste of that chocolate before we put it into the cheesecake here, the cheesecake mix. Yeah. Okay, so what you've got now, it's all melted. It looks really good, but look you can't pour it in right away. You've got to take this off of here, and you've got to let it cool down to room temperature, because if you don't, well, you'll make an omelet of your eggs that are in there, that's for sure. And you don't want to do that. And you'll mess up all your cream cheese and everything else. So, that looks so good though. Okay, and while I'm letting that cool, the chocolate cool down and get ready, my oven's now at 350. So in goes this crust, just like that. And we're going to bake this at 350 for about 12 minutes. Then we're going to take this out, and we want this to cool down to room temperature as well. Alexa, set a timer for 12 minutes.
There just went off all the Alexas of all the people who are watching.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Mine almost didn't work. What's her deal?
That's okay.
That's okay.
So the other night we told her to
God.
turn off our bedroom lights.
Laying in bed, telling her to turn off the bedroom lights.
And so she did. She goes, okay. And then I said, thank you.
And what did she do? She started playing music or something stupid.
Yes.
And you're welcome, you're welcome.
So when you tell her to turn off the timer, say thank you and see what she does.
See what she does, yeah.
I tell you, these things are weird. Sometimes I want to unplug it and get it out of my house.
I wonder if they're listening to us right now.
Oh, definitely.
They're going to take over. The computers are going to take over. We'll become their servants.
Yes. Whoever's listening, tune into the Papa's Kitchen, please.
Yes. That's right. One more thing here, which is this half cup. I'm not really good yet as a chef to be able to look. I know what's her name? The pioneer woman lady. What's her name?
Reese. Is it Reese?
Ree. She can just eyeball these things and be right on, not me. Okay, and this goes in here, and we're gonna let that just circle the widen with this. Imagine some of the people watching this can do the same thing. They take their big old tablespoon or soup spoon or I don't know what, and they can take that thing and just take 3 of these and say, there, that's a half a cup right there. Oh my goodness.
Well, they're used to using the same spoon for
I guess
everything.
that's what it is, yeah. I want to taste this, but it's got raw egg in it. Alexa, thank you.
Absolutely. Happy to help. Hope your Thursday's going well.
It's going pretty well. How's your Thursday going? Well, I guess you don't want to talk.
Didn't work.
She didn't play the music. Maybe it's only when the lights, when you ask her to take the lights off. Anyhow,
I don't know.
This is done, supposedly. Yeah, I'm sure. Boy, it smells good. Oh my goodness sake. That cinnamon in there. So we got to let that cool. We've got to let this cool a little bit more. Yeah, that'll come down pretty quick though. And then when we come back, we're going to pour that into here, get it all mixed up, then pour that mixture into here, and then we're going to stick it in the oven for, I don't forget how long. By the way, it calls for, I was reading this on cheesecake when you bake them. Some people say put a pan of water in the bottom, and that keeps it from cracking. And I think I've done that with something else too. I can't remember. And others say bake it, and then without taking it out, open the door of the thing, turn your oven off, open the door, and let it cool off naturally. I'm going to do both. I'm going to put a pan of water in, and I'm going to do the other. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll work.
Well, then how will you know which one works?
I don't care, as long as it doesn't crack. I'm getting ready to put the chocolate in. And by the way, today I'm making this, videoing it, and it's the actual day that Solo and the 3 Otis kids came back from Africa, and they'll have been home for a few weeks before you see this video. Did you talk to them at all today? Did you talk to any of the kids?
We did.
Oh yeah, we talked to Belle. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if Belle had met any boys. Evidently no. Did you talk to the boys at all later on when I was
talked to Luca.
You did?
You did.
I did not. Oh,
Yes.
I did because of his hair. That's right. I forgot. I forgot. You haven't talked since then?
No.
Oh, I wondered how that.
I'm sure they had an awesome time.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Okay, this is going in. Let's see if we can make this without splashing and making a mess. It's sort of cool how it turns all. Oh, that's so cool. I think they did have great 2 weeks, and they came back through Paris and for 10 hours, like they had a layover. So they went into town, saw the Eiffel Tower for the first time, ate at a French bistro or cafe on the street or whatever they did. Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness, that's just chocolatey goodness is all that is. I don't want to lose any of that, so excuse me for a second.
It looks like frosting.
It does, doesn't it? Whoa! Oh, that doesn't work.
Nope.
Hang on.
See?
Get that like that.
Newfangled
Yep. Oh, I tell you, we should have just used our hands.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. You just can't beat this. Okay, let me do this. Let me turn it off for a second. And let me scrape down the sides. I tell you what, you can use a 9-inch or a 10-inch. I got a 9-inch, and I saw a review on this recipe, or one similar to it, and it said, wish I had used a 10-inch because it made it too thick. But I thought, oh, forget that. I like the 9-inch because it makes it, the thicker to me, the more decadent. And so this should turn out pretty good. So you just pour it in, make sure it's all smooth around there. Oh my goodness, it's filling it right up. That is so cool. Oh. Gosh, You talk about yummy goodness.
You didn't have to.
They didn't say
have
to.
to
No.
grease anything.
No, because it's one of those
Non-stick.
non-stick things. Yeah, I love those
Well,
things.
we'll see.
Yeah, well,
It's
we'll see.
non-stick.
But you know what? When you come out of the oven, they say once it cools down, and you really do let it cool down, take a hot knife and go around the edge, and then release the freeform.
Yep.
And it should pop off, and then actually serve it on the bottom tray, which sort of makes sense when you think about it. Oh my God, I can't wait to see this baked. If this works good, it'll be one of my favorite things because you can do all sorts of flavors and types of cheesecake. And like that bundt cake that I did for Christmas time. This is great.
Did you videotape the bundt cake?
No, I didn't. I'll do
We'll
it
have to
this
do
next
another
Christmas, yes.
Oh, it's only Christmas I get to eat that bundt
yeah,
cake?
no, that's only, bundt cake is only for
Oh,
Christmas.
come on.
Oh, and can you imagine then, once we get this out and done, I'll make a little bit of that chocolate ganache.
Yum.
I'm sorry, but it's just got to be. Oh my!
Raw eggs,
goodness.
hon. Raw
I
eggs.
know it. Well, I'm gonna die. So into the oven this goes at 350, just like that. And then I also, like I told you earlier, I'm putting a pan of hot water down below.
Watch your hands.
I will.
I burned mine last
I know you did. Okay, and then we go for about an hour and a half. So it got done, and it did crack. All that I did.
Oh my!
And so it looks terrible, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't look terrible, but
It does to me. I
are you
don't
putting
know.
something on it? No.
No, I'm just gonna let
Drizzle
it go.
it.
We're gonna try it. It's gotta be tasting good. I got a feeling. So we're gonna let it cool a little
But
bit more.
You do put something on it.
I'll put a ganache on it.
Right.
Yeah, chocolate ganache.
Wow.
So we'll see. I don't know why I did it. I had the water in there. I had the door open, like they said. But whatever. It happens.
Well, next time eliminate one of those.
I'm going to.
Like the door.
Yeah, or you know what? I'm still wondering whether or not that cornstarch should be in there. So if somebody has a solution for me on how to keep it from cracking, I'd appreciate you letting me know, because this one first time out for a cheesecake for me. But hey, it's what it is. And I've got my brother coming over later with his wife, and he's going to eat it anyhow. So it doesn't
And your
matter.
parents
And
are
my
here
parents
to
are here.
test
So,
it
yeah.
too. That's
So
right.
anyhow, alrighty.
They're here.
Have a good day, everybody, and enjoy your rest of your week or wherever you're at with things. And I'll show you this with the ganache on it, and I'll show you us cutting into it. So we'll get back to you. Okay, there it is. It came out pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it. Everybody enjoying it?
Delicious.
If you don't, you might want to leave the house immediately and don't come back. Renee, do you like it? It's good. Eh?
Delicious. Thank you.
Looking good. Anyhow, my brother and his wife came over, and my folks were here. We dug into the cheesecake. It actually was very good. I was very surprised in spite of the cracking. I think I'll do something different though next time. The recipe called for, if you remember, a quarter cup of cornstarch, and it made it too doughy in my mind. It wasn't creamy enough. Now they liked it and all, but as we got to talking about it, I still think you've got to take that out. So I'm gonna do this again, try something different. But I love my new pan. And honestly, this turned out good. I mean, well, take a look. I mean, they ate it, so I mean, it couldn't have been all that bad. And that's what's left. And so I'll keep that and sort of redecorate it a little bit for maybe Sunday or something. I'll have my brother and his wife back over for dinner and use that. So it turned out good. So anyhow, first time out, I'm not too bad off, not too unpleased with it. Suggest you try it. Let me know what works for you though, if you could. That'd be really interesting to hear some of your ideas. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.